Hello again, and welcome to another episode of the Evil and Eerie Podcast. I'm here again with Luca.
Hello.
And so, today we're going to take a little bit of a turn into a true crime twist. We're doing multiple tapings in one day, and I guess I didn't mention that to Luca, so we, bear with us.
You sound like the Grinch when you say stuff like that. Like, oh my god.
I didn't think I sounded like. Oh, that's it.
No,
I guess
not that one. The one before, when you said true crime, like in a weird. I don't know why you said it. You're like true crime. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why I do things sometimes. I forgot to mention on the previous episode. Rate and review us, please. Rate and review. Give us constructive feedback. You know, don't be ass wipes, but you know, give us constructive feedback, kids.
Don't be asswipes.
Oh, I'm including that.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Because there's a difference between constructive criticism and being an asswipe.
Oh,
you can be nice about your criticism. Huh? But, like I said, we're going to do a true crime episode today. Me and sweet Luca over here.
Oh, God. You
didn't like being called sweet?
Sweet Luca.
I mean, that's what they're going to call you when you join the Ladies Fruit and Flower mission.
Yeah, it's still going on.
So, Luca, anything creepy happen to you today?
No, just
my appearance in your life was creepy enough.
Just this past episode, listening to that whole story again. But
well, we're in a haunted building right now,
and that too. So walking through this building.
We're in a building right now, actually, that I used to work in. It was a mill that was built in the 1700s, so it's very
1700s.
Old. Oh yeah, there are ghosts. I don't know about in this room or on this floor, but there are definitely ghosts. I've had so many coworkers tell me that they've heard noises and stuff like that. Yeah, so we're in a creepy building. I'm sure we'll see an orb at some point because I always see orbs. That's just my thing. I see orbs.
Just see them through phone camera or something, but I can't physically.
Oh, I wonder if they're small. Orbs can take the form of ladybugs, and they could
Oh.
I just say ladybugs because there are always ladybugs in this building.
Yeah. For
some reason.
How would I know? But I said yeah.
I mean, you're on the Ladies Fruit and Flower mission, so you should know all about ladybugs.
Well, okay.
We are about to get into the Phil Spector and Lana Clarkson case, which is a really interesting story. But before we get into that, please download this podcast. We need downloads wherever you're listening to it. When we report downloads, that's how we get sponsors. And we need money because we want to buy real equipment so that our voices don't sound like falling down like a sewer and we're going, like our voices are coming. Yeah, so we need to find a studio, which we need money for because we're in a crappy ass location right now. So please download, and follow us on our social medias, which we will plug at the end. And give us your suggestions. That's the other thing too, is we do want to do shows with fan submission suggestions. So please message us. Email us, which our email is evilandeeriepodcast@gmail.com. Send us your submissions of any scary, creepy, or crime thing, even if it doesn't involve you personally. You just know about it, and we will read it on our fan submission episodes. And we will read all of them. We will read anything you send in within reason. And we have a wide margin, so we'll read just about anything, just, within reason. I'll just put that in there. Within reason. So, is that the voice you were talking about?
Kinda, yeah. Sure. He does say "so." I feel like
the Jim Carrey Grinch, or
yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know if you meant that in the cartoon.
No.
So, we won't keep you guys waiting any longer. We will jump right into the Phil Spector and Lana Clarkson. I said Clarkson.
Clarkson.
I
don't know.
Clarkson. Lana Clarkson. So, our good friend Lana Clarkson was born April 5th, 1962.
1962 was when my mom was born.
Oh.
Not in April, though.
She was born June 5th, 1962.
6th.
Oh, I was wrong. Your brother was born June 5th.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Her mother and her brother are one day apart. I'm actually the same with my mom. I'm the 12th of May and she's the 13th of May.
Yeah, wow.
So there's a lot of, we were talking about that. And then like your dad is in March.
Yep.
What day?
The 25th.
My dad's the 26th of March.
Jeez, that's just weird.
And then like the only difference is you're in January and my brother's in July. That's the only like.
Yeah.
So April 5th, 1962, Lana Clarkson was born in Long Beach, California. She was born with the stars in Hollywood. And that's actually what she was aspiring for because she was an aspiring actress. She was a model. She was very pretty. Tall blonde.
Oh my. Yeah,
The
I
MILF.
guess so. Stop, don't put that in there.
In case she listens to it.
No. Don't
She's
put
not
that
going to
in
listen
there.
to it.
I mean, don't
Can you
put
tell her
that
to
in
download
there.
it? Lana Clarkson was an aspiring actress and model. In the 1980s is when she kind of started her career. And she did land some film and TV roles. But mostly she did sword and sorcery films.
Oh.
Which was porn! No, I'm kidding. It wasn't. It wasn't.
Gee, oh,
It
wait,
wasn't.
wait.
Not that they don't have like their own wing, I'm sure, for sword and...
Oh my god, was she in Excalibur? There was like an Excalibur movie
I
from
think they were like B
the
rated.
70s.
I think they were like unknown, like B and C rated films.
Oh, did you watch Excalibur?
What?
Did you watch Excalibur?
No.
Because I mean, I don't know, that was like a very big film, I guess, in the 70s, and it is ridiculous.
I'm assuming. What?
It's just ridiculous watching it. I don't know. It's kind of funny.
Oh,
like how,
who was in it?
Oh shoot, I don't remember
And we'll look
the
it up
name.
later.
Yeah, we'll look it up sometimes.
I'm assuming by sword and sorcery. I mean, like, I'm assuming that it was like very cheap production where they like dressed up in gladiator outfits and like kind of like I don't know, and they just like fought with like toy swords or something like that.
Yeah.
But like not very like high tech.
Mhm. Yeah.
That made it seem like she did a lot of those movies. She was also a volunteer, so she was a model citizen. She was just like you, a volunteer.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. She's a volunteer.
Oh.
Not unless she's forced. You're gonna laugh at how I've phrased this in my notes. She was sexy, but she wanted to be a comedian.
Oh my god.
Which it was true because she was a sex symbol, but she wanted to be a comic actor.
Like she always just went in those other films, but she never really made it to that.
Yeah,
film.
she never made it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe in her, she met her own little goals, but yeah. So she wanted to be a comedian. Like she was those sword and sorcery films. She was probably used as like that, like the hot sorceress.
Yeah.
That would like stab people with the swords.
Yeah.
But
that sounds like it.
that was not what she wanted to do. She wanted to be a comedian.
Comedian.
I always like saying it, comedian.
A comedian.
She wanted to be a comedian.
Only her name was Anne. Comedian.
You are funny today.
I'm going insane.
It's because of the room we're in. It's because there are ghosts here.
Oh gosh.
We're being possessed slowly, like, like Lizzie Borden was.
Oh my. I mean, if that was also another theory, wasn't that?
No.
We're not going to get into that now, but.
No, it wasn't,
No.
sadly.
That could have been a theory. But anyway,
So-
going back to.
Before we move on to her assassin, Phil Spector, the last thing about Miss Lana Clarkson that you need to know is in January 2003, she actually, financial struggles kind of hit her booty, and she, we like saying booty in this friendship, like booty hole.
Oh my god, yeah.
There was a girl that used to be in all of our classes that would always say booty hole. She took a job at the House of Blues, which was a restaurant.
Really?
Yeah. So she was waitressing at the House of Blues to make ends meet.
Oh, I think you were talking about the girl in class. Never mind. I got so confused. Oh.
She like, after I said that Lana Clarkson took a job at the House of Blues, I didn't specify that I was talking about Lana Clarkson. She whispers, "Who are we talking about?" Or what'd you say? Like,
who was that?
Who was that again? But she like whispered it. I was so confused. Like, I thought that she thought we were talking about Lizzie Borden still.
No. No, I said like, let's go
like,
back
yeah,
to
Lizzie Borden's ghost took a job at the House of Blues to afford her paranormal mortgage.
Oh,
or
okay.
rent. I don't know why I said
Paranormal.
mortgage or paranormal rent. Yeah, so she goes, "Who are we talking about? Who was that again?" Lana Clarkson. And she thought I was talking about the girl that we went to school with that said booty hole. Yeah, she took a job at the House of Blues.
Which is in
Cali.
Boston? Oh, wait.
Boston?
Yeah, I'm very...
We're on the other side of the country, Luca.
Well, if she ever thought about moving to Boston, I don't know. Yeah.
So now we go to Phil Spector. Phil Spector was actually a very famous music producer. He was born December 26th, 1939. Merry Christmas. And he actually only died this past January. I don't know if you knew that.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I remember I actually thought he died like last year. I didn't think it was this recently. He died January 21 of COVID-19. Fun fact.
I mean, technically it is last year. Oh, wait, no.
No, 21.
Ignore me.
Did you just call yourself ignorant?
No, ignore me.
I thought you said ignorant me. I was like, that's a little harsh to call yourself ignorant. He worked with a lot of people. He worked, he did the song, I don't know if you've heard of the song, "You've Lost That Loving Feeling." He did that.
By who?
I don't know. Tina Turner he worked with.
Oh, I know.
He worked with the Ronettes.
Oh.
He worked with the Ramones.
Oh.
And he did the Let It Be album for the Beatles.
Okay.
I'm gonna... Oh.
That's crazy how he did that. And
the Beatles we might cover as because there are a lot of conspiracy theories about the Beatles. I don't know if I want to do that. There's a lot about, because I'm not a big fan of the Beatles. I'm going to be completely honest with you.
I like the Beatles, but I'm not it's not like they're my favorite.
They're very if I had a list of least favorite rock bands, the Beatles would probably be on it. I think they're overrated. I think they're extremely, extremely overrated. I think the Kinks are a lot better, but dang, now I want to do a podcast about rock music. Phil Spector, he had some obstacles. He had some hoops he had to jump through along the way. Mm-hmm. I'm just picturing him jumping through literal hoops, little hula hoops. So his dad committed suicide.
Wow. When
he was young. And in 1974, when he was at that point, he would have been in his 30s. He got into a very bad car accident. He actually flew through the windshield of his car.
Oh my God.
And he was actually almost pronounced dead at the scene, which, too bad he wasn't. But there was a cop that saw that he had a faint pulse. And so they revived him. Very serious head injury, required extensive surgery. And so he had head trauma for the rest of his life. Mm-hmm. Go figure.
Yeah.
And he also had a lot of issues with substance abuse, which didn't make it any better. These are all the ingredients to a killer. This is where we get to the point where Phil Spector and Lana Clarkson meet. And I know that there's a whole bunch more I could go into about Phil Spector and Lana Clarkson and their histories and all that, but I'm trying to kind of condense it to the day it happened. This particular murder, there wasn't a lot to it. There really wasn't, because they didn't know each other prior to the day he killed her. there was no history. Like the Lizzie Borden stuff, that was years in the making. They literally met an hour before he killed her.
Oh my gosh.
So or so, give or take. So
the same day.
I'll never forget. Like some of you out there who are listening, you have to tell me if you've seen this. But there was a documentary that I watched on. Oh Lord, I forget what channel it was. It was like one of the like
Investigation Discovery.
No, it wasn't Investigation Discovery, but it was like a like Hollywood's Most Gruesome Murders was the name of it, and it was like a countdown of like the most like gruesome like Hollywood murders, or maybe it was deaths. It might have been deaths, and it was. I feel like it was on E. I think they played it on E. Maybe not E. Maybe some other station like E. And that's how I learned about Phil Spector and Lana Clarkson. Like theirs was on there. A bunch of other people, like Sharon Tate was on there with the Manson family. Dominique Dunn, who was a Poltergeist actress, and the Poltergeist cast death conspiracy theory is something I'm absolutely going to cover on the show at some point. Because that is wild. I don't know. I feel like it had to have been deaths, though, because I think Heath Ledger was on there, and he was not murdered. But they met on February 3rd, 2003, at the House of Blues, where she worked. They left in his limo, so he must have, if I had to guess, he was a record producer. He was somebody who had fame and fortune in Hollywood. He knew people. He had connections. And Lana Clarkson was somebody who, at this point, had been trying to become an actress for 20 years. Because that was 80s is when she was doing her sword and sorcery stuff. Although it probably continued. So she had been trying to become an actress for quite a while. So I'm sure that prospect of fame and money kind of appealed to her. They left in his limo and they got back to his estate or mansion or wherever.
Oh. And
the limo driver waited outside. So it was just Phil Spector and Lana Clarkson going into their house. And they were there for an hour. And that is when the limo driver, D'Souza was his last name, heard gunshots. And Phil Spector, the rat bastard, I don't know why.
What?
I was laughing because I thought you were going to laugh at it, but you didn't.
I was trying not to.
It made me feel like Dog Dookie.
Dog Dookie?
So, I don't know what's going on anymore, you guys. Phil came out. He said, I think I shot her. I think.
Oh. So.
I think I shot her. In quotes. I think.
Like what?
Like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that might just be his, brain issues.
I mean, yeah, there was clearly something...
He was clearly,
psychologically...
He was clearly...
wrong.
He was clearly, a bird brain. By
that point. No.
Now, he was clearly had, mental trauma from his accident. And, probably from his father's suicide, too. But, so he, I don't know, he wasn't in, an adequate, mental space. Yeah. So, I don't know, I could almost see, I mean, that's obviously, why he killed her. Because he was not, he had some...
I mean, she was the only one he killed, right?
That we know of. He could, I mean, I feel like anybody...
That's true, that we know of.
I feel like if anybody was, a killer once, they could have done it again.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean...
But,
actually, I take that back.
Very...
Phil Spector would not have been able to hide a murder.
Yeah, that's true.
He would not have been able to.
Known.
I mean, he had to have felt some guilt for the fact that he didn't try. His attempts to cover it up were saying, "I think I shot her." He had to have felt.
He just because he could have just been really shocked that he did, and he said that.
You know what though? That's pretty spot on, because he definitely had to have been in shock.
Yeah.
He definitely. I think that he was like subconsciously almost in shock. Like I feel like it was his wiring, like the wiring up there or lack thereof, was like made him shocked. Mm-hmm. Like that he did it, and that's why I think he said, because I don't know why anybody would say I think I shot her, because that's automatically like a guilty sentence, saying I think I shot. I think he was genuinely shocked. Yeah. And so then he tried to say that it was an accidental suicide. So now he's kind of getting over his shock, I think, and he's starting to realize, like, oh shit. Yeah. I killed her. I need to, so he said it was an accidental suicide. When Lana Clarkson was found, her body was slumped in a chair. And this mansion, I forgot to mention, was in the Pyrenees castle. That's where it was. And so that's where they went to go, that's where the police were summoned to. And D'Souza did see him with a gun in his hand, which was another huge... I mean, at this point, guys, we're just speculating for fun, but we know there's no doubt in anybody's mind that Phil Spector did this. No doubt. So we're just trying to, think about where his head was at. But, in reality, the man had a gun in his hand. So he, there's no, speculating on what happened. It's we're speculating on why he said he thinks he shot her and all that. But he saw him with a gun in his hand, apparently. There were no fingerprints on the gun, though. Doesn't mean he wasn't wearing, a glove or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But there were, there are ways to get rid of fingerprints on things. There were no fingerprints on the gun. And so they found her slumped in a chair. She had a single gunshot to the mouth. And she had teeth on the floor. So they were teeth that were scattered on the carpet. Oh my gosh. So at this point, this one's a really fun one. He said that she was kissing the gun, and that's how the suicide was accidental. He said I don't know if he said that he instructed her to, but there was I just remember reading during my research that he didn't think the gun was going to go off while she was kissing it. So apparently, he said, and clearly this is bullshit. I don't think she would have been stupid enough to kiss a gun. But apparently, she, he said that her mouth was against the gun because she was kissing it. Oh. Even if you were kissing a gun.
But were they doing something foreplay, or I don't know?
No, I don't think that they were.
Because it's kind of weird that she was at his
actually, house. I strongly don't believe that they were doing anything because of one of the other things that's in the case, but it wasn't his house. But no, he said she was kissing the gun, moi. And then it shot her, and that's, despite the fact that is such a wild thing to say, it would make sense as to why she was shot in the mouth and there were teeth on the floor, but come on, that is nobody would believe that. No one would believe that she was willingly voluntarily kissing the gun, a loaded gun.
Oh my god. Or maybe he told her that it wasn't loaded, and she was just okay. I don't know.
Yeah, why would anybody take that risk still, though?
I don't know. Maybe she was trying to, beg him to accept her. I don't know.
I don't know. The only thing I could think of is, I know, she was, pretty, she was trying to get a career. I don't know if she would go to that length, and I don't know why he would make a request that odd to kiss the gun. But
crazy.
That's a huge red flag.
Yeah.
What would you do if somebody ever asked you to kiss their gun? Like, said it's not loaded, but like,
I mean,
can
no
you
one
like
will
kiss
ever...
my gun?
No, I would never do it. Honestly,
Like,
but like
as like a fetish though.
I mean, we don't know if she
Like
had
like
any,
they
or
like
if he
pictures
did.
of girls kissing guns.
I mean,
Like,
yeah,
like,
but like,
is that a gun in your pocket,
I mean,
or are you just happy to see me?
You don't know, like, if like what happened, you know, before that, like if they were actually like doing, who knows? But you said that wasn't really the case, maybe because like.
Oh yeah, no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I don't. You know, we'll have to ask the ladies fruit and flower mission what they think, because clearly, you know, with Lizzie as their, you know, founder, you know,
They were the founders?
No, I mean, who the hell knows? Maybe they were. Maybe you were in a past life.
Gee, God, I hope not.
I don't think that she was kissing a gun when she got killed, but
yeah, that's.
I'm just asked, like, that would be such a like weird thing to ask somebody though. Like, can you kiss my gun? And then you're like puckering up, like.
Well, ooh. Maybe he wanted a picture. I don't know.
He wanted a picture of a beautiful blonde kissing his gun.
Maybe.
No, but well, in all seriousness, no, it was just he did want relations with her, but I don't think Lana was that type of girl, because 4 other women came forward and said that he had done the same thing to them. He had pulled a gun on them when they refused to have sex with him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. So, yeah, because that was a big thing that happened. I mean, it probably still happens now, where if you want to get somewhere, you have to do, you know, have sex with whoever.
Oh, yeah,
is in charge.
100%.
So that.
And I think it was, I don't know, this is what I don't know. Like, it could have been like I don't know if Lana knew the implications of what he wanted prior to him. He could have just said, like, you know, I can help you, you know, get a career. Who knows if, you know, it was kind of like a no strings attached sort of thing. So I don't know if he was like, I don't know. I really don't know if there was any proposition for sex involved in, you know, in trade for, you know, a career, but, you know, they must have not, like, you know, 4 of the women coming forward that, like, turned him down. Like, if he said he did that to them, I don't know.
But, like,
I
nothing happened, though.
I don't think so. They also, I have a feeling they would have been able to, like, tell if she had been intimate, like, during an autopsy.
Yeah,
And I didn't read about that, so I think it was a case of maybe they were going to, and she refused him, and he just couldn't take it, but.
He just couldn't take that last one,
yeah, she, like, brought him over the edge, or maybe
the other ones did.
Or maybe she did want to, no, the other ones didn't. The other ones said they refused him.
Oh.
Or maybe, I don't know, like, she originally said she would, and he then didn't, like I said, didn't want to, and then that brought him over the edge.
Oh, yeah, because they went over to his house for a reason, for his mansion, for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, he was a very famous record producer. Like, he worked with all those people, but, I just want to point out, Spector is a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
A specter. Have you heard the term specter before?
Yeah, but...
Not sphincter, specter. Do you know what sphincter is?
Sphincter, no.
Ass. It means ass, basically.
In English?
Oh, yeah, it's... Yeah,
I didn't
sphincter.
know.
I think it's a medical term. I'll have to have my friend go and correct me on that. If it's not sphincter. I think that's like an official term. I'm not sure.
Sphincter?
As soon as I said specter, I was thinking, oh no, she thought I said sphincter.
No, I didn't even know that meant that.
Yeah. But no, specter, the term specter means ghost. And then there was another, I guess there was a forensic expert named Henry Lee who was accused of hiding evidence during the trial. We're in the trial now, everybody. And there's not going to be a lot to say on this because...
Was he paid?
Oh, I mean, maybe he was getting offered to kiss the gun too.
Mm.
Phil Spector said, if you hide the evidence, you can kiss my gun.
Oh,
Except that it didn't go off that time, conveniently.
Yeah.
And so the trial, he wasn't found guilty. The trial lasted 6 years. Yeah.
Why?
So 2009, he was found guilty.
Oh my god.
Mr. Phil.
I don't understand why it's the.
I mean, to me,
long.
this was an open and shut case. I feel like not. I'm sure there's a lot more that I'm not.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like again, it's just there were like sometimes the detectives are good. Sometimes I feel like they just suck, especially if it's a public figure.
Mm-hmm.
Like with public figures, especially the ones that are supposed to be beloved. Even though I don't know who would have loved Phil Spector, but
I mean, I don't know if he had like a bad relationship with people he worked, really. But
oh, that I'm not aware of, but it very well could be.
yeah.
But I don't like. I feel like when there are like people in the public eye, it's more likely that they are going to get off, or like I mean, he didn't get off, but 6 years, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like there was nothing, especially with what D'Souza saw, the gun in his hand, and the fact that he said, "I think I shot her." Like, what else do you need? And the man had a crippling brain injury.
I think because he was such a big like record producer.
I think being a celebrity definitely gives you those perks.
Yeah.
There's another interesting one. Robert Blake, I think it is. There's an actor. Oh my god, I'm gonna feel so weird if I. There's an actor named Robert Blake, I believe. He's older, but he's still alive. I think his last name was Blake. He was married to Bonnie Lee Bakley. The victim I know, Bonnie Lee Bakley, whoever her husband was. That was another murder, and I don't believe I think he was found innocent, that's another interesting one that we'll have to cover. And her daughter is actually a TikTok star now.
Wow.
Yeah,
really?
the daughter of the woman of both of them.
Oh.
She's not that old. She's only like 22.
Wow.
Yeah, she's not that old. So that's another interesting one that it kind of reminds me of. But it was another one where it was like you kind of knew he did it, but he got off. But this is the opposite, obviously. But he was an actor, so he got 19 years to life in prison. Yeah, he died of COVID-19.
Just want to say about the prisons, like I don't know about his cell or anything. I don't know. Their life sometimes is not even that bad. So
yeah, no, exactly.
That's unfortunate that like they didn't like find him guilty when it's clear. Obviously, like, we don't know why. I guess because maybe he pleaded, or he not pleaded. I don't know. Like he was probably they used how he had trauma as.
Oh, that was. I'm sure that they used that as a big part of the. I mean, they could have very also like they said he was. They could have said he was confused too.
That too, because if he said
because just like with the Lizzie Borden thing, they could have
Yeah, but I mean like he probably realized that he couldn't do like he was gonna be like he would have been charged with murder, so he probably even like planned the whole I think I killed her, make it sound like he was confused.
I really think that they were trying to go for him like throwing people off. Like I think that was a huge part of that, and I think that we see similarities with the Lizzie Borden case. Like they they might have like tried to make it look like D'Souza did it, maybe like the limo driver or something like that. Like I could see them with the Lizzie Borden case. Like it was one of the ladies in the fruit and flower mission. That did it, not Lizzie. How dare you think it? She could kill her, family. But I don't know. So I think that that's what they were going for. So the Phil Spector and Lana Clarkson case is really kind of interesting for that reason. And like I said, there's not like it all happened within an hour, so there really isn't much to like. There's more we can go into with the trial and like the background of their lives, but I think most of it is like again like speculation.
Yeah.
Because it's an interesting little story. Even in the documentary I watched, it was only like tops 3 minutes. Their section.
But see, if you think about it, it was only that one day that they should have, like, I mean, no one really knows if it was like some other, I don't know, day, but like before that, but like it was only that day that they had to, like, you know, like, I don't know how they can't find somebody guilty. It's not like it's been like a long, you know.
It took them,
from
literally.
Like only one day of when.
Well, they also might have been able to use there were no fingerprints on the gun for some leverage.
But that always happens where that small little like.
But I think there was a lot of fiddling behind the scenes.
Yeah, well, especially if he's known and.
There was a lot of fiddling behind the scenes. I think that people were, pulling each other's fingers and and letting out flatulence. No, I'm kidding. They were pulling each other's strings.
Yeah.
Kissing each other's guns. Whatever they had to do. So the next episode we're going to go into is one that is it's an unsolved mystery that's filled with conspiracy theories. So it's kind of a little bit of both. It's another actress, big, we like talking about actors and actresses here, but she's not a well-known actress. Her name was Jean Spangler. And she was an actress, again, we're going back, not as far back, we're going to the 1940s for this one. She was an actress that went missing without a trace. Completely went missing. So this one is, it's going to be a little bit lighter because it's not a murder, which will be nice.
Yeah.
But it's a very interesting story because there's a lot of ambiguity. There is a lot of uncertainty, and it's going to be really fun hearing what you think about it, what you think happened, and what, because Luca's going to be joining us again. It's going to be, I think you guys are going to enjoy hearing about Jean Spangler because I think it's a very underrated unsolved mystery. And I learned about it a couple of years ago, and it's a very interesting case. And she was an actress, and she wasn't that famous, but there is another very famous actor who they think had involvement with it, which is really interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I just want to say, thank you for listening. Please download, so we get that sponsorship, so we can get money, and we can get a studio and real equipment. We're also going to be doing a Patreon soon. And for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, it is a site where you can sign up for a tier. I think the lowest will be like maybe $5 a month, but we're going to have another tier for maybe $10, and then another one for $20, something like that. Haven't decided the pricing yet. And I'll go into this more in the next episode a little bit, but basically you sign up, and it's a kind of a double-edged win. It's a win-win. I don't know why I said double-edged win. I was going to say double-edged sword, but that would be a bad thing. It's a win-win because, we get funds, which we can use towards, becoming more, turning this into a video podcast, as well as getting professional equipment and all that. And we can make everything, improve everything. But we're also going to give you guys perks too. Like, you guys will get, I know one of the things we want to do with merch at some point, you guys would get, like, whenever new merch would come out, it would, be included in the subscription, with autographs, of course. You would get bonus episodes that only you would get to listen to. Virtual meet and greets. Maybe we would meet with you on Zoom, all the co-hosts. Once you meet all of the co-hosts, because you've only met Luca so far. Yeah. So definitely be on the lookout for that. Twitter is at Evil Eerie Podcast. Facebook, Evil and Eerie Podcast. Our Instagram is at Evil and Eerie Podcast. And I'm not sure what we are on TikTok. Just look up Evil and Eerie Podcast. But I'll plug that as soon as, I get more involved with that. And please share, because we need people to listen and download. Thank you for listening, and we look forward to you joining us for our Jean Spangler episode.